morning show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls from the mains. Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the morning show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxford, on the panel. It's Bridgeman and JFK. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, Oxford. Evening, Bridgeman.
Good evening to you two guys. And by the way, we dropped 2 points tonight. We need
Just
to
say
pick
your
ourselves
bit
up.
and shut
Let's go
up.
on with it. Can I just say, to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here, every single one is, get your chin up off the ground. Let's go ahead. Let's go forward.
Well, for about 35 minutes, we were at Barcelona, and then we turned into, as Harry Redknapp would say, for the next 65 minutes or whatever it was, JFK, we were like a dog and duck.
Dog and duck.
2-0 up, coasting. For me, individual errors, and the majority of them came from Connor Goldstein, who I thought was absolutely abysmal this evening. His slack passing let Aberdeen get a small foothold in the goal, and then they get a goal. If you watch it again, he steps out as a centre half, does nothing, and there's a cater of errors, and the ball ends up in the net. And that's what changed. That moment changed the whole game, in my opinion. And then we huffed and puffed, lost a terrible second goal. Bad error for John Flanagan, who I thought done okay first half, but obviously ran out of steam. But he had no excuse for running out of steam because the second half has just started. Bridge, he made a mess of it. They get the throw in, and Kent and Jack, ball watching like schoolboys, they get the ball, runs in, puts it into the box, and then none of our centre halves managed to clear it. Poor play all round. Nobody watching runners, nobody guarding men, and we lost a goal, and then we huffed and puffed the rest of the game. Should have had a penalty kick. They should have had players centre half. But for me, we were still the architect of our own downfall. Bridgeman, then JFK.
Most assuredly, architect of our own downfall. We made it all happen. We looked as if we just stopped playing maybe 10 minutes before half time. We looked as if we just thought, we've done enough tonight. We don't need to bother doing it. And that's what it seemed like to me. And Aberdeen managed to get that ball down there, and the wee boy had a nice bit of pace, ran it, mesmeric dribbling and so forth. But nah. I can't understand. He got a lovely chip in. Don't get me wrong, not taking it away from Aberdeen here. He got a lovely chip in at our goal, and Tavernier standing virtually on the goal line, and he turns away for the ball. He actually turns away for the ball as if the ball was heading towards his left hand, and he didn't want to give away a penalty. And I'm shouting to him, head the ball.
Maybe you're right, but there was a lot of errors before it got that.
Oh yes, I'm saying that. All the damage had been done before that. But the saving grace would have been if he could manage to even block the ball, head the ball, kick the ball. It wasn't that high. Anyway. And then they never recovered until about 15 minutes to go.
Goldson for me was the catalyst of everything that happened tonight. Tavernier on the line. I just can't understand why he's not headed the ball. In hindsight's a wonderful thing, Flanagan shouldn't have been on the park. Maybe we should have played Andy Halliday, but that's hindsight. For 40 minutes, 39 minutes, I thought, we're going to counter this. And then, what a stupid goal to lose. And then after that, we weren't in the game at all. But we're lucky to come away with a 2-2 draw, guys. As far as that.
If Cosgrove scores that, he done, mate.
We were lucky we were holding on at the end, I mean, you're looking at Ryan Kent and Ryan Jack. Ryan Jack his passes were too short. Ryan Kent, when they get the ball, it was. He wasn't able to do it and wait. Alfredo wasn't getting the service, but he wasn't doing much anyway. James Tavernier, we need to get the question out there, because it's going to be asked, and it has been asked in various places tonight, out with Rangers Radio and that. But I mean, as a Rangers captain, should he be and the team is a certainty. I don't think he should be, but
I still don't think he was near the worst of our players tonight.
no, he wasn't near the worst.
We've been joined by Lawbear. Evening, Lawbear. How you doing, mate? If you're there, Lawbear.
He's dropped out again.
Carry on, JFK.
I see Blue Horizon saying there, Tav played fine, Jimmy, get real. I don't know what you're talking about there, Blue Horizon, pal.
Don't get involved with arguments.
No, I'm not. No, I'm just saying I can see his point of view. No, but for me, I mean, I'd rather he gave away a penalty than just lean away for the ball. What was he trying to do there at all? Just
I don't know.
No, it was rubbish.
The mistakes up to that, if you think back, Golston broke away for defence, had misplaced the pass, ran back into defence, they put the ball up the park, and then we're at sixes and sevens. There's no danger. We've time to clear it. We've got loads of pull round the ball, and we feel we clear it. The boys then running through McGregor, who comes out, doesn't get in knowing it. The ball goes wide and ends up in the net. I mean, they'll argue it was a good finish because the boy hit the target. Tab didn't do anything really. Played it on Haaland and it ends up in the back of the net. That whole minute for me changed the whole game. Anyway, Lawbear's back in. How we doing, Lawbear?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Aye, all right, mate. I've had better nights, but it's not the end of the world, mate. We have to be. We've got a tendency to overreact. It's nobody's died. We've dropped 2 points, but it's all about what we do going forward, mate.
I don't know. I actually felt like somebody died tonight. I'm so angry.
Easy, boys.
I know. I went. I didn't say it. I stopped myself. I'm so angry about tonight because that first half was so dominant. It was so dominant that you didn't see any other result coming, and then that silly first goal for them. And you're thinking, all right, okay, we can handle that. Get into half time, and then the equaliser. And from that moment on, I think from 40 minutes onwards, we weren't even in the game. We were not in the game, and that's what was more disappointing is the fact that we absolutely dominated the first 35 to 38, 9, 40 minutes of that game, and showed nothing in the second half. And it's so frustrating. And then you've got the other side of the coin with the equaliser, and then the last minute winner on the other side. It just compounded the misery a little bit.
You've got to look after yourself first, and obviously that happened at the other end of the city. But we have to deal with it. We never played well. I'm a great believer, and I'll go to bridge with this. When you take off the foot off the gas at football, it's not always possible to get it back on again.
You'll never get it back on.
We shouldn't have taken off it. We shouldn't have taken off it. We should have steamrolled that game.
Yeah, but if you take your foot off the gas and they score a goal, so you lost momentum, and it's difficult to pick momentum back up, and B, they pick up momentum and they are up there as high as a kite, and that's when they started actually challenging us. And you could see some of the boys in the lobby will probably be saying it through. There are times in the game they actually bullied us. They harried us, they bullied us, they booted us, they pushed us all over the place, and we couldn't fight back. We just couldn't.
In the second half only.
Well, after they go the first goal,
after they scored their first goal, they were high as a kite, and we were as low as you can get. And we came out in the second half when we never picked ourselves up, and we lost another goal. And so it went on. It wasn't until about 15 minutes to go we actually picked the game up again.
This was a big test. That can't happen. See if we do that up at places like Parkhead, we'll get battered.
They'll kill us, man.
We can't do that. We cannot do that. We need to be more resilient. And I think that's the most disappointing thing about tonight is that we're absolutely flying. We're 2-0 up. There's 5 minutes to go before half time. We concede a goal that two defenders should stop, and for some bizarre reason it goes into the back of the net. We then get half time to compose ourselves and come out and go for it again, and we come out and do absolutely nothing. And do you know what? It took me by surprise, and I think that's why I'm more angry than anything. Is that it took me by surprise that in the second half we played like we've not played this season. If I'm being perfectly honest.
Oh, we have. We have.
No, nobody's died, right? Right, nobody's died. Right? It's a point. We've dropped 2 points. That's fine. It's the manner of it that annoys me.
We were coasting. JFK, we were coasting up until that goal, playing some lovely stuff. The first goal in particular was a cracking goal.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
No, the way people were playing the first 37, 38 minutes was absolutely fantastic. With total control. I mean, we're all sitting here watching it, same as using. We're all overjoyed. This is the Rangers that we know and love. No, we're playing some great football. And I'm saying to my boys, I've just said in the radio that we'll win 2-1. I think we're going to win about 4 or 5.
Right.
Oh, no. It's just bigger. I mean, that means I'm listening to Lawbear there and I can hear the anger in his voice, and I can hear how upset he is as well, same as myself. You know, it hurts you when Rangers do things like that to you, you know. And that was abysmal for 50 minutes here. We played well for 40 minutes, and the other 50 we were just rank rotten. And that's hard to take, Oxia. No.
Anyway, if people want to join us, give us thoughts. What's the number, JFK?
0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where you were brought in at Colby Old School Blue. Fox is sitting there. Fox, give your thoughts, mate.
Disappointed, absolutely disappointed. Everything we done in the first 40 minutes, we failed to replicate in the second half. First half, our movement, passing was absolutely terrific, and then just fell apart, mate. That's the only word you can say for it. Fell apart. I don't know about blaming individuals. I don't know how anybody can blame Tav when he was on the line. He was wrong-footed. He had the whole goal to cover, tried his best. That's just one of the things. I think that the failures were in front of Tav.
I think the failures were at that point across the park. Not just defence. The midfield didn't control the ball. For me, Kent was coming far too infield. We had nothing on the left-hand side, which, you know, I haven't heard what you guys said before I came on. I didn't hear pre-match whether Barisic was rested for the game.
Foot injury, mate.
Is that what it was?
He's got a foot injury, yeah.
What a difference on the left-hand side. As much as Flanagan can be a good defender, we lost all of that down that left-hand side, and it was a big impact. But from front to middle from back to middle to front in that second half, it wasn't good enough.
I felt at times Stephen Davis was playing on himself. Frank Jack, for me, after the 40 minutes, he couldn't get himself involved in the game with a poor game. Arfield, who scored a marvellous goal, marvellous finish, intelligent finish, Bridgeman, and then he was another one who fell out the game.
Half an hour.
Aye.
Half an hour for Arfield. That's all we got out of him as far as I was concerned. Then he started to fade. Not that I don't necessarily think the guy himself. I think they just started to. This is easy. We've got control of this game. We're running the whole game. Let's just calm it down to the pace we want it at. And you can't hit the gas on the pedal again. It just doesn't come up. It'll take a long time for it to come up. I think we got it up to at the end, at the last 15 minutes or so. But no, that was a huge gap for us to be able to. They were running over the top of us. And bullying us, as I say. All these things matter. When you're getting battered all over the pitch, and the people were good players like Ryan Kent getting scudded, you know, the second foot coming in. You know, they're going with the first foot and then they're taking them with the second foot. That kind of thing was going on tonight. And we just can't handle it. We need to be a bit stronger. When we're on our game, we're a bit stronger. But when you calm it down like we did, and we just lose all impetus, your tempo gives you your play and everything.
I think the thing for me, when their right back had been booked, I'd have told Kent just to play on him, yeah. Now, what I will say is Kent never had the night. He tried to go and get the ball. He done a couple of nice things, even in the second half, but too deep. There's no point standing 3 men at the halfway line, you know, when you've got all 8 players behind you. They just tweaked their shape. a wee bit of half time and it would cause it 60s and 70s. But even the second goal, JFK, we were catalysts for then downfall again.
Aye. It was a very, very poor second goal by our standards, I mean, what can you say about Connor Goldson? Apart from he was SHITE the night, that was it. You said Scotty Arfield there. Scotty Arfield for me, he was lucky. After he scored the goal up, was him. It was nothing after that. The second goal was a travesty to lose. It was a poor defensive. What was Goldson standing there doing nothing? Doing nothing, just absolutely like a statue for me, So, look, if we read what we saw in that, and we were very, very poor for 45, 50 minutes there, and that was hard to take. I think I'm more upset than angry. I just thought that we're going to run out of tap with this mob tonight, and it's really, really poor, really, really poor, really disappointed.
Lawbert, I mean, my midfield fell out to I felt at times Stephen Davis was trying to have to play him on his own.
I think that's the difference you saw was the first half with so much space. With space, we created space. Never were doing the midfield had time on the ball. We were moving the ball about well. We were creating chances, and it just seemed that after the second goal went in, every time we got the ball, there was 2, 3 players on every player that we had, and you need to say that Aberdeen came out and got a bit of confidence and went for it, but we totally went out in our shells. And I think that's the most disappointing thing that I saw is that people like Arfield, Aribo created a fantastic goal for Arfield in the first half. Everybody seemed to go out in their shell and they couldn't get the ball out, and it was looking at two different teams. And I was in the pub and I'm looking at players. I'm looking at my mates. I'm going, what is this? Like, what has happened in the space of 15 minutes that has turned this around? And I think the midfield had a big impact on kind of how that result went. I feel sorry for. I know you've got guys on. I feel sorry for maybe the likes of Morelos because he really didn't get any service throughout the game, which I don't think helped.
No, he wasn't. But he didn't. He wasn't brilliant himself. Anyway, we've been joined by Albert. Evening, Albert.
How are you doing, guys?
All right, mate. All right. Yourself?
Oh, I had to bite the bullet there for a while, man. I was angry. I was really angry. I've calmed down a wee bit, but I'm still a bit angry.
I get it. I mean, that second half, you're saying, right, okay, we've lost the goal, we'll regroup. Right, okay, that's another 5 minutes, we'll regroup. And the game just petered out for us, didn't it? And we done nothing. I mean, their goal was one catch in the second half.
It was the first third of the game, we were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Like the next 2/3, we were absolutely crap. I don't know what happened. But my big concern is, I'll get to Goldson in a minute. I'm calling him out. I'm not putting up with this. We're not supposed to criticise. I'm calling that big clown out. He's done with me. I'm finished with that boy. He's a big clown. But anyway, I'll get to him. I've got more to say about him. My big concern is Gerrard needs to look at this game and figure out what went wrong there. Because that was shocking when it all happened the other night. That was absolutely disgraceful. We had no answers to basic tactics. They had a basic tactic change, and it was back to boot the ball up the park. And our two centre halves fell apart. I don't know what happened to them. Helander was a bombshell tonight, so was Goldson. But Helander, you're going like that now. If they're watching that, the scum are watching that, they're looking at Helander and going like, we know how to get by him. Just the ball down the wing. Pull him inside, ball down the wing, a wee fast guy on him, he's away, he's gone. Helander's never catching him. But my problem is, he's an experienced defender. Goldson's an experienced defender. McGregor's an experienced goalkeeper. How do we know how to sort that during the game? Why do we just keep playing the same way during the game I'm talking about and going, hold on a minute, guys, you need to figure out what's happening here and sort it and go, right, they're weak in the left now because they're piling everybody out of the right. But they do nothing. We just stand there and we just, too many of them went out of their shell. Too many of them. Helander into his shell, Goldson into his shell. And I see that one, that second goal. McGregor's got a part to play in that, because he should have shouted on Flanagan, there's nobody near you. No, what I mean, bring it down, there's nobody near. No, he watched them taking a swipe at it, and you're going, how did you not tell him it's clear to take the ball down? So they get the shy of it, but we still managed to defend it for there. But that's just nitpicking and all that. But Helander, Golson, Flanagan, Aribo, Morelos, Kent, Jack, Arfield, they all went into their shells. They went all into their shells. The only two people that played them tonight was McGregor and Davis. They were the only two that played them. The rest of them just shrunk it. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. If you're going to get into your shell, you shouldn't be at Rangers. You just shouldn't be there. So they all need to look at themselves in the mirror and say to themselves, that's not happening. I'm not going to let that happen again. I'm going to contribute in the game. I'm going to get in the game. We might not win the game, but somebody said earlier on, it's the way you went about that draw. That was horrible. That was just horrible. So they need to look at themselves and say, come on, I know we're not playing well. I know we're not, but we need to roll the sleeves up and contribute something. Do something. But no, I was so angry, mate.
And I can't interrupt you.
Yeah. On you go, Robbie.
This could go one of two ways, right? That we were overconfident, we were battering teams, and we win the night 2-3-0, 3-1, whatever it is, and we go into Sunday all confident. We flip it. I agree, right? I'm not a particular fan of Goldson at the moment. I think he is more of a liability than he is a secure defender, right? But this might be a little bit of a kick up the bum just in time for Sunday.
I see where you're coming from, because you've got to play with the right attitude and intensity. And we might be complacent. We won't be complacent after tonight, and so it might be the right time for Sunday. That's all I'm saying. If we're going to flip it into any positive, this might just give us a little bit of kick up the backside to say we need to do better. The positive is the way we played in the first 40 minutes, albeit. But the big negative is as soon as we lost a goal, we crumbled.
The first third of the game were outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. I still think Jack played well at all tonight, even in that third. I know he scored, but I didn't think he played well tonight for some odd reason. It's not like him, but he just wasn't on the ball. But that first third of the game, superb, man. Some of the best stuff we've played this season, I would say. Excellent stuff. And how it flicked, I don't know. I'm sitting here struggling to say, how did that happen? What went? I mean, I know he's running about telling them the first minute and a half, they should have been doing it to 10 men. That tackle on Davis was shocking. That was meant, that tackle. They'll try to put him out again.
Red card, mate.
Who was that, mate? I can't remember who it was. He smashed the part, mate. That was a terrible tackle. I mean, I could have broke the boy's ankle. That's disgraceful. And no, being beaten. Oh no, we'll let that. It's too early in the game. Unless you're Morelos, that is. It's too early in the game. I don't even book them.
No, not for that. But never. Well.
And that's just an excuse that, well, at the age of 10, we used to get a penalty. All of these things is true. But at the end of the day, why did we collapse? Gerrard needs to look at that and come up with. I don't think he'll come up with that. Tell us why they collapsed. But he needs to figure it out, and he needs to figure it out quick. Because I'm telling you now, teams are looking at that and going, "Oh, here, just get on top of them, and they'll fall apart." And that's all I seen tonight. I don't know why, but that's what I seen tonight. I don't know what you use.
You drop off, guys, right? So I'll speak to you later, Oxford.
Cheers, cheers, Lobbear. Listen, lads, I think we're anxious to hear what the manager's going to say, so get yourselves on mute and we'll hear from your manager, Stephen Gerrard, MBE.
40 minutes, we were looking outstanding. Very dominant for 35-40 minutes, we were looking outstanding. But I think that went to a few players' heads, and we looked a completely different game from a completely different side. From going 2-0 up, instead of doing the same things that we were doing ever so well, we stopped doing it. Then they get a goal at an important time. We should have seen the game out till half time and went in 2-0 up, and then the momentum completely changed. Aberdeen got confidence from it, went more direct, put more pressure on us, and we didn't manage the game well enough, and we didn't handle that pressure well enough.
Can you put your finger on why that happened? Because it's something we've not really seen from your side this season.
We changed at 2-0 up. that 35-40 minute period at the beginning here is as good as we've played, and we kept taking the ball off Aberdeen and dominating them all over the pitch, and then we can see the stupid goal, and that obviously changes the atmosphere in the stadium. It changes how they're thinking, and then obviously it's a different team to have at half time. Tried to reset it at half time, get back to what we'd done from the start of the game. It didn't happen. We had experienced players making mistakes. We can see the really poor goal from the second one, switching off from a throw-in, giving a throw-in away where we shouldn't have given it away, and then we're not hungry enough to defend our goal in the box. So I'm disappointed with the second half performance.
You talk about resetting at half time. Does that make it all the more frustrating you've conceded so soon after the break?
Yeah, but I mean, we never we at 2-0 we should be still in that zone, in that mode that got us there, and we were hungry, we were aggressive, we were passing the ball really well. We were lending the ball to space and putting pressure on them, but for some reason we just stopped doing all the right things at 2-0.
Disappointment, obviously, tonight. How do the players now refocus ahead of a huge game on Sunday?
Well, we said after the international break, a lot of tough fixtures, a very tough spell, and whether we win and we feel really good about ourselves, or whether we draw or lose and we feel indifferent or bad, we have to move on as quick as we can. So we need to recover as quick as we can and reset the mentality and get ready for a real tough game at the weekend.
Well, that's normal. He's honest, but I mean, the criticism he might get is when that happens and it's 60 minutes, Fox, you've got 3 substitutes to use. If you feel as if people are starting playing poor, that's the idea. We puts Katic on because we've got a set piece and we throw him on. I get that. We puts Ojo on for Arfield. I also get Arfield coming off. I didn't understand Ojo personally. I went for Greg Stewart. But they were both late on substitutions within reason, and we still got another substitute we can make. So the manager, as much as I admire the guy, I think that he's got to take a wee bit of responsibility for the night. If you've went that poor, you've got to change the personnel. Fox and then Bridge.
Well, I think again he was honest. His assessment, mate.
Yeah, he always is.
As down to the players, he thought. Well, I'd have thought that the players that were on the park could have pulled the game back round again if they'd have just kept down to what they were doing in the first half. As he says, we were absolutely superb. Lost a stupid goal, but I think the players on the park lost their shape, lost their will to drive forward. For me. We never created a thing really in the second half, and it was a poor performance. On the substitutes, don't know if it would have made a great deal of difference who came on, mate, because the whole team as a unit weren't playing well at all.
Mm-hmm. Fair comment, I get you for that. Bridgeman, then JFK?
Yeah, I think Fox is right, and obviously the manager's right. We said it a wee bit earlier. We should have made sure in at half-time at 2-0, and it's a completely different game then. The heads are up, chest suit, still 2-0 up. They would never have come back for that, never. But we gave them the chance, and they came back roaring and ran out of tap base for a while. And as Foxy said there, it doesn't matter what substitute you put on, really. There's something wrong. The style that we're playing, the key men in there, the 3 midfielders, seem to lose their way a wee bit. One worse than the other, if you follow what I mean. And all taking turns as well, falling over the ball. Some of them I would call one of the best midfielders in Scotland now is Ryan Jack. His pass was absolutely shocking at times.
Usually short, mate. The passes are
saying that, and incredible stuff. So that's the kind of thing. The manager was right, but if we manage to hold on there, even though they're putting pressure on, hold on, get in the half time, 2-0 up. It's a different game. But we threw it away, and that's exactly what we did. We threw it away.
JFK.
I've totally 100% disagree with the two of you guys there. I don't. The manager's got to take responsibility, and the fact is that he's got to make substitutions if he thinks things are not going well. And I don't know how you can turn around and say that you think it wouldn't have changed it. And that's what substitutions do. They know change the game. So he must have seen something there that he could have changed to make the game better. The Ojo one was a stupid substitution. It should have been Greg Stewart right away. he could have changed it better than he did. I just think I know I could maybe see his idea of bringing Katic on for a corner kick at the last 2 minutes, but the sub choice for me was very, very, very poor. And tactically, I think the night in the second half, the gaffer got it really wrong. When the chips were done, we were getting one of the tappy, and he didn't, for whatever reason, seem to want to change it. So he's got to take a lot of the blame for that. So his substitutions for me were very, very poor. And I think substitutions in a better way you used them would have probably maybe changed the game back into your favour. That's my opinion. I know Fox had bridged the dares, but that's the way I feel. I think that his substitutions were poor. Very poor.
We're millionaires and me and you're just paupers, but we're entitled to our opinions and all, mate.
Of course we are, mate.
We'll be joined by Jim. Evening, Jim.
How are we doing, guys? I agree with Jimmy there, by the way, 100%. It's time he started benching some of these leaders he's talking about who are not doing the job for him on the park, by the way. Absolute disgrace. And by the way, I don't know if you've seen it, but I see that lady front bottoms, by the way, Beaton's came out and apologised. But he knows where he can go and stick his apology right up his luncheon later, by the way, so he can. Scumbag.
Jim,
the man with Morelos.
You'll end up getting yourself a corner.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm calm. But there seems to be on that follow. There seems to be a wee fan club for him. He can go and stick his. The man with Morelos. The penalty kick with Morelos.
Right. Okay.
I don't think he's apologised for that Cosgrove's 20 fouls, right enough.
Right, I mean that could have been a red card on Stephen Davis in the first 2
Absolutely
minutes.
shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking tackle. What positives are you taking for the night, Jim?
The positives, I still don't think that mob across the road are a great team either, by the way. That's the kind of the way I'm kind of looking at it now. I mean, they've scraped tonight, by the way, against the Hamilton Accies team. Again, they're still win, but again, first off, the football Rangers played well. I believe the football they played was phenomenal.
40 minutes.
Then all of a sudden, Connor Golston wants to go Calvary charging into the middle of the park, by the way, man. Again, Stephen Gerrard's come on the telly and said he wants his leaders to start managing the game. See if they're not doing the job, get them off the park, bench them. That's what he needs to start doing, because at the end of the day, they're going to cost him his job, by the way, sorry, well, if they don't start doing what he want to be leaders. We shouldn't be losing a 2-goal lead against that mob.
I don't disagree with you there. Albert says, Jim point, fair, we're leaders. Some of them get in the team too easy.
Spot on. There's too many guys like charlatans in that team that are going through the pace. I mean, we're talking at the defence and we're talking about one of those 4 goals, but I think most of that's down to luck, man. We were always open to what happened tonight with that defence. Always open. And by the way, I'm surprised we've not been took a scudding in the Europa League. Well, actually, forward play has kept us in the Europa League. No, our defence. Our defence is stinking. I don't care what anybody says, it's stinking. And I'm no backing down for it, because that Golson is a clown, a total and utter clown in my eyes. And I totally agree with Jimmy says, by the way, with the substitutes. Even if the substitutes wouldn't have worked, it doesn't matter they wouldn't have worked. At least you're trying to do something to change what's happening on the park. Standing there with substitutes and no use them and watching them running out of the tap is, you're going to, come on, do something. Somebody do something. But nobody seems to want to do anything. Yeah, and that's including Gerrard. And he got that completely wrong tonight. Yep. He needed, and see, he's talking to it. I mean, it might sound if I listened to his interview before I come on here tonight. I didn't, because he's saying the exact same as I'm saying. He's picking wee incidents, but he doesn't overall know why that happened. You can hear it in his voice. I haven't got a clue how that happened. None of us have got a clue how that happened tonight. But we need to figure it out, and we need to figure it out quick, because that's disgraceful. A turnaround for that first 40 minutes to what that shamble was for the next 2/3 of that game was unacceptable at any level of football. That's shocking. Absolutely shocking. That second half was atrocious. And I'm looking at it and going like that, because what they done, Aberdeen done, was bypass our strong parts of our team. Our forward line and our midfield is a strong part, and went straight to the weak links, and the weak links is our defence. Just stupid big boys up the park, and they 2 clowns couldn't handle it, especially Golson. Cannot handle it, mate. He just can't. He can't hit a ball, he can't run, and he can't tackle. And he's as slow as a week in the jail. I'm had enough of the guy. He needs to be dropped, and give one of the young boys a chance. Give him a chance. to see what he can do. And if I was Golson, Katic or Edmondson, see tomorrow morning, I'd be kicking his door in saying, right, I want to run in this team. Come on, that's no right. They've got to ask for it because he's not going to drop them unless they show him they want to play. If I was Katic, I'd be kicking his door in. I'm telling you, I'd be demanding to play. I'd be saying to him, if you don't play me in that team now and give me a run in the team, sell me in January, I'm off. Let me out of here. Because if he doesn't draft Golson after that display, he's never going to draft him, and that's wrong. Jim's right, that's wrong. That's totally wrong. Sorry, guys, for ranting.
No, I mean, obviously, you win as a team, you lose as a team, and there's individuals within that group who have maybe worse or better performances than others. I'm not being overly struck with Connor, but I thought he was the catalyst for the game turning against us with his distribution, his slow play. When he lifts his arm up and he thinks he's Beckenbauer, he gets closed down and we're in trouble. And he's either, all right, he gets a few fouls. And the one he got a foul after that Cosgrove. He fell because he took that long.
That was his 19th foul, I think.
Aye, but it wasn't, what I'm saying, he should have been off the park before that. But that wasn't a foul.
That one wasn't a foul, no.
No, that one, because Golson took that long to clear it. He put himself under pressure. And I think that he was the catalyst that started turning the game against us with his performance, distribution, his decision making, plus his defending. Fox.
Do you think a goalkeeper's free for criticism in the 2 goals?
He wasn't brilliant in the first goal, in my opinion.
I don't think he was brilliant in the 2 of them.
Fox and Bridge.
I've not got a lot to say on it, mate.
All right. Okay, Bridgeman.
I think, to be honest, I think we're being extremely harsh on some of our players. There's absolutely no way they went out there to do what they did tonight. Yes, we agree that the manager may have made certain different decisions, but maybe he wanted to see this in the side to see if we could recover. I've got no idea. Only he knows, and it's not good enough. I know it's not good enough. I said it the other night when we were talking about Mr. Golson. I think he's going to be his best player until such times, as he either drops a big clanger, and that might be in his big clanger tonight. I don't know. But somewhere along the line, the manager has to go. And if he doesn't like him, then he cost him £2.5 million. So he's going to have to go and spend another £2.5 million on top of that to get a decent centre half in. And I don't think the boys that are ever new, Edmondson and Katic, are any better than Golson, to be perfectly honest with you. However, I've been wrong. And I'd just like to say that
they're definitely quicker, Bridge. They're definitely quicker.
Also, Edmondson most assuredly is. He's the fastest of the three other centre halves. Most assuredly. So I can just say that as far as I'm concerned, what I saw tonight was our midfield completely stopped running, entirely stopped running, and our forwards as well. When we went 2 up, 40 minutes, 6 players stopped doing their job. And it was left to the rest of them to go on with it. And that's the way I feel about it.
The 6 big players.
Absolutely.
Bridge, see them, Bridge. What they done was just bypass our strong part, and that's our midfield, and just went straight to the weak part of your team. That's all they did. It was just a punt up the park, pal.
Yeah,
and you've got your 2 centre halves. You've got your 2 centre halves that can't handle it. Tavernier, we already know. Tab's all right going forward, but he's a stinking defender. So is Barisic. He's great going forward, but a stinking defender.
There. They've got 7 men on top of our 2 centre halves. 7 players they had. Our midfield weren't there. They weren't there. I'm sorry to say it, but they weren't there.
But I mean, it's good to give our team plaudits, Bridge, when they're playing well. So I mean.
Oh yeah.
We should still be able to criticise them, and they should be criticised. Really, the night was a terrible performance, and the manager's got to take blame for some of the things that happened tonight, and he's got to. I mean, you remember? I mean, I don't want to keep going back. I mean, but the day we played the Beggars, he played Defoe up front, when he should never have done that, and he flooded the midfield that day, and we lost the game 2-0. The night he had a chance to change it. Even at 2-1, we were all right. We looked as if, okay, it was a silly goal. But surely after 10 minutes of the second half, he should have changed it, and he didn't. He should have changed it dramatically, but he didn't do it. And for me, that means that there's a wee bit of naivety there, and he needs to get it sorted out. For me, he's got to Golson. I mean, Stardog's knowing here to defend his man Katic now, but for me, I'd give Katic a go, definitely, and I don't see it Ryan McGinn, the big boy, Edmundson a go either, because for me, that back four starting to look, if that was a poor Aberdeen team tonight, and they ran out of tap. We were lucky to get away with 2 weeks tonight. We were lucky to get away with 2 weeks.
That's the thing I was going to say there. We were, but at the same time, we missed a lot of chances as well. We missed a right good few chances.
We never made another
disallowed
chance.
penalty, and so on and so forth.
Aye,
But
Bridge,
at the end of the day, it's really difficult.
Bridge, apart from that one, which I accept was a penalty kick. By the way, I never thought it was a penalty the first time I seen it. My boy went nuts. And he's seen it right away. It was on the line, which makes it a penalty kick.
It wasn't even on the line, it was in the box.
Aye, well, it could have been just inside as well, Jim.
Hello.
But apart from that,
Rangers Radio.
We never made another chance. I
This
think we'll be
Rangers
joining
Radio.
our caller. How we doing, caller?
How you doing? It's Scott from Postal Park.
How you doing, Scott?
Aye, no bad, man. Gutted about the result tonight, honestly, man. Ridiculous, gone 2-0 up and letting them back into it.
We shot
I can't
ourselves.
believe.
Mate. We shot ourselves in the foot.
Mate, definitely. It's not that, man. I'm from Postal Park and I've got a lot of pals that are Celtic fans, and they're all trying to act as if they've won a big, massive game the night they were at home to Hamilton Accies and they struggled. And you've got to take it positives. As long as we didn't get beat tonight, we've got a point. So all will be forgiven if we did a double L them. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, but we just you're right. I mean, if we won on Sunday, we'll forget about the night. But talking about the night,
And the following week as well.
aye,
We're
against
above
Young
them.
Boys. Your pals for Postal Park will not mention Young Boys, will they?
No, not a chance. No, not at all, man. You know.
That's a huge shot, that one, isn't it?
Unbelievable, man. It's unreal, man. You know, man. See Gerrard's press conferences. He always comes out and seems to say the same old stuff. So he does. Oh, we didn't do enough. Da da da. We all know that, Steve. Come on, you've got to do a bit more than that. You know.
What did you think the substitutions tonight? We were just debating that, Scott.
Well, I came in. Was it Ojo he brought on, and who else was it he brought on?
They brought on Katic with the last 2 minutes.
Katic for the last couple of minutes for the corner, wasn't it?
For a corner kick, that was all.
A bit late, innit? He seems to make the substitutions quite late on in the game, you know. But you know what? See if Katic comes on and bangs the winner in, we're all saying,
he's a genius.
the best thing to slice bread, you know what I mean? But as I said, every cloud is a silver lining. If we go and take the cup off them and then go above them when we beat them, is it two? But the next time we play them, is it after we go the Young Boys and then Celtic again?
No,
we'll get Celtic on Sunday and then Young Boys.
We don't play Celtic for 3 weeks, mate.
29th of December.
Have we not got Celtic on Sunday? Have we not got Celtic on Sunday coming?
Then we don't play them for 3 weeks.
Oh, is it right? Yeah. God's sake, man, you've been at work too much, man.
Oh, can somebody explain to me why you never put Defoe in the night? At some point, even with Morelos, we're wanting to go. We need to win the game.
Chances, didn't he, Morelos? A couple of chances tonight, man. But anyway, guys, this is my first time calling in. It's usually the football phoning, but you don't get your proper say on that. So keep a good work up, lads. I'm a good postal boy, and I love everything you do, guys. Right?
Cheers, mate. Thanks for the call, Scott.
Well done, pal.
Hey, Bora, we are the people, guys. Take care.
Of course we are, mate. Of course we are.
Leave the
Good
light.
on you, Scott. Cheers, mate. And you come on, Bill. Get off your chest.
Could anybody explain to me why they put Defoe in the night? We're going after this game. We're going for a league title, by the way. We need to get a goal, and we stick Ojo on. He's done nothing for weeks. No him with the boy. I think we're getting on him too much myself, but we know what you were going to get off him. Nothing. And if he panics and puts big Katic on, you can understand for that particular reason. Well, I would have done, I know, if we're going to put Katic on. I'd have put Katic on 10 minutes into the second half and took Flanagan off. That's what I would have done, and went free at the back and went, right, we're going for this. Let's get back into this game. But instead of that, what do? We panic and put Katic up there with your second top goal scorer sitting in the bench going, put Defoe in. Why are we not putting Defoe in? It's madness. It's just madness. And then, as you pointed out, another boy Stuart, come on, he had a great cameo role on Saturday. You go, the boy's on fire, put him on. No, he's not going on either. I'm surprised he didn't put a holiday on.
Sorry, big man.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, will you carry on?
No, on you go. Sorry, big man. On you go. You finish that. Sorry, mate.
He's done. He's taking a tablet, mate. He's taking a tablet. On you go.
I think the bigger problem we need to start asking, why did that performance go for 40 minutes to what we watched to the 40th minute on to the end of the game? Why did that happen? Why did that performance happen?
The leadership on the park. JFK, you want to take that one?
There wasn't any leadership on the park tonight. Nothing at all. I
why,
suppose.
Jim? But why?
Well, we've debated this before here about Tavernier. I mean, there should be 11 captains on the park. And if Tavernier's no get the nons to do it, then somebody else is going to take up the mantle. So there isn't. Somebody should have been, especially after the silly goal that we lost, the first goal, and then losing the second one was just it was horrendous. So somebody should have got a grip of the game, and we didn't do it. So that tells me, look, I mean, I'm spoiled. I mean, and a lot of the guys here watching great captains be on the park and getting their everything. John Gregg and Richard Gough, Terry Butcher, Barry Ferguson, who would take the game with a scruff of the neck. We've no got him that does that for Rangers now. And we can't blame Tavernier for that.
I think there's a bigger problem with the vice captain, mate.
Aye.
By the way, see his comments after the game when he said he's big game leaders. He's not depending on one guy doing that job in that team. He's depending on maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, his big game players. But he said they never reacted. He needs to ask himself then, why are they not reacting? Why are we not reacting? That's what I'm saying. Honest, I'm scunned. It's absolutely shocking.
But as you remember, I think it was Albert. It was Albert that had said many weeks ago. And I mean, there's a core of players there, a core of 6, 7, maybe 8 at a maximum, who should be there every week and then build round about that. Where were that core of players tonight? Albert's right. You know, they weren't there. They weren't there tonight. You know, we didn't have.
Missing, Jimmy?
You know, every one of them was missing Albert. You know, so there's got to be. What happened tonight was that they went in at half time. Okay, we're still 2-1 up. We can win it. Well, get and blooming win it. Don't come out with that. The attitude was absolutely rubbish. You know,
to my mind, there was no selfish running. Unselfish running, I should say. Like making space for your mate. And Wee Davis tried to push his own. He was trying. You could see Wee Davis is trying. But you've got nobody's making the gaps. Nobody's running after body to make a gap so Morelos could run in it or Kent could run it. Everybody was standing facing him. You're going, make a move. In the first 40 minutes, we were making no moves. That's how we were so good. They couldn't lay a glove on us. They couldn't get near us. Yep. But you're sitting going, all of a sudden, you stop doing that, and all of a sudden, you're not doing any unselfish running. You're not doing a bit of work for your mate, saying, I'm going to create space for my mate here. Nothing. We're all just standing like statues looking at it. They're just, as soon as they read the ball, they're firing in front of us and booting up the park to that big clown up the park. And that wee Gallagher and that other wee guy just stopped Ferguson running off. That's all that was happening. It's basic football. It's nothing. There's nothing difficult about it.
They never played football. On you go, Pritch.
I was just going to say, look, we saw it ourselves with our own eyes. We gave up territorial advantage. In the 40 minutes, they were tore into our half, and we just let them go. We couldn't take them on for some reason, and we've given a few ideas possibly. In my opinion, our forwards and midfield stopped playing football. And that stupid way you go, I can't be bothered, I've done this, I've done that. And they thought they were unbeatable. Maybe they were because they were playing fantastic, but they stopped playing, no tempo to their game, and all of a sudden they're getting overrun with theirs. And that wee boy Ferguson, who I can tell you right now, I don't like the boy at all, but he won a lot of territory for them tonight. And that young lad, Ferguson, Gallagher that they had. Well, he's a smashing wee player, not a tricky wee player. And that big Cosgrove, they caused absolute mayhem in our ranks. And our team, when we went in at half time, we probably thought, hey, that's great getting in there. We got 2-1 up against this mob. We should be okay in the second half. I'm sorry. They should have looked back to the last 5 minutes and seen they were a mess, a total mess. That team getting into your half into our box something like 4 or 5 times in total up till at half time and scored a goal. Unbelievable stuff. So I really do think our 6 men, three midfielders, 3 forwards just completely stopped. Till it takes a purpose once we were 2-0 up, it stopped.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of mileage in that, Bridge, but I'm sure we'll debate it as the week goes on.
Oh, of course.
Bigger evil. See the first part in that 35, 40 minutes. Bigger evil looked like the player we signed. He was excellent. He was on the hook. He was sprinting all over. I'm going, oh, now we're talking, son. That's the player we thought we were signing. Great. But as soon as the gun got hard, disappeared. He wasn't the only one. I'm not blaming that boy. I'm not blaming anybody apart from Goldson, who I believe. I'm totally with you, Ox, on that. It stemmed for him. He was the catalyst of it all. It stems for him. See this lackluster attitude we've got. It stems for him. We need to do something about this boy. We really do. Somebody needs to give him a wake-up call. He really needs a wake-up call because he really thinks he's Beckenbauer. He really does, man. And he can't pass the ball. I mean, I'm like you, Ox. As soon as he gets the ball, my hands in my head going, oh no, what's this clown going to do now? And I'm telling you, see the amount of time he just kicks the ball as a pass and it goes by everybody way up the park, sometimes out the park, and you're going, who was that to? Who was that going to? Nobody. There wasn't even anybody in that end of that area of the park to get to. Oh no for me. And that just spreads through a team. That spreads through the team, by the way.
Did anybody think we missed Barisic tonight?
Aye, we did.
Of course we did, aye.
Flanagan had to he slowed everything down when he had to come in, particularly in the second half. They were leaning with acres. He had acres of room, Flanagan, and he couldn't get it. And plus, and our criticism of Stevie G, Flanagan had gone after an hour and he stayed on for the whole match, mate. We weren't fair on the boy. Weren't fair on him. He's not played a game. First team game since August. Jim Bob, you still with us, mate?
Aye, I'm still here. I'm nearly asleep there. As I said, again, maybe it'll be a wake-up call for somebody. Again, I still don't think they're any great shapes either.
There's a way of winning, a way of drawing. If we'd have been pounding them the second half and their goalie was making all sorts of saves and we were hitting the woodwork, they break away and scored, you'd have said, right, okay, we get mugged. But we were that poor after we went 2-0 up. That's what's frustrating everybody, eh?
Go on.
Of course it is, aye. You know, and how do we? No, I mean, I know it's early doors in the week now, but I mean, do we make big changes for Sunday? I mean, I don't think.
Chance.
I don't think. That's what I'm saying, Jim. I don't think we should. You know, obviously, the only change that we should make, obviously, Barisic will be in for Flanagan.
If he's fit,
I think that'll be
if he's fit, I think he will be. I think the gaffer just had a knock. He said at the start of his interview before the game, but
I don't know if it changes, Jimmy. But you know what should happen, Jimmy? Sorry for interrupting you, mate.
There you go, pal.
Do you know what should happen? He needs to get them in on the Friday or the Saturday, whenever they're coming back in, and tell a few home truths, and they need to tell a few home truths between them. They should have a team meeting and sit down there and get this sorted, because that's not going to happen again. No. And Gerrard should be telling them that that's not happening again, because if you're going to come out with performances like when you're going for a league title, this is not a nothing game. You're actually going for a league title here, and you do a performance like after winning 2-0. No, we're not accepting it, mate. We're just not accepting it.
Would anybody be surprised if Goldson was dropped and Katic was in?
Oh, I don't think there's any chance that'll happen.
Well, Goldson, he's his golden boy, I think.
I know he's his golden boy, Jim, but I mean, his performance tonight, I mean, come on. I mean, if you and me were running even our school team, we wouldn't have him in the next game, would we?
No,
so...
Are we saying that you think we should be dropping Goldson and putting in Katic for Sunday?
No, it's a question that I never said.
No,
should
I'm
he?
saying, is that what you're thinking?
Well, if he thinks that Goldson was the main man for the 2 goals, then I mean, if you're rubbish, you should get dropped. You should know that, Bridge, man. So do I. I mean, if I was rubbish, I get dropped.
It's not just the 2 goals, Jimmy. It was, as Ox's pointed out, he was a catalyst for that performance in the second half. I mean, that was that lackluster carry on. He goes daydreaming, and that's what Gerrard said there. Some of them think it's easy and they're better than they actually are, and That's what's causing that. You're going, come on, you can't do that. Not at that level, and especially if you're not a Rangers player, because you know everybody's up for the game against us. Everybody.
Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? Well, by the way, really, really disappointed and absolutely gutted that we didn't win tonight. We were by far and away the better team for 40 minutes. By far and away. And I don't know whether our manager, for some reason or other, underestimated Aberdeen in any way, shape or form. But we just stopped playing. And we never picked up again until the last 15 minutes of the game. So can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is very disappointed, bitterly disappointed. But get it going again for the Rangers and keep it going for the Rangers because the Rangers need us.
Thanks to everybody for joining us tonight. Hope everybody feels better getting that off their chest. This is Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.
Ever since I recall, I have followed football and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white from the day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too have a lad, I would show him the way as he did on that day. And so now here I stand with young Lyle by the hand after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the jurors, my father and son. And it's sure safe to say at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. Ever since I recall, I have followed football and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.